How's everybody doing today? I certainly hope you're doing well. This video may be a little bit long-winded, but today I'd like to talk about the IRS. And, just to let you know, I haven't been drinking. I'm drinking Pepsi. I don't do drugs. Last time I checked, I'm of sound mind. I'm not a psychopath or anything weird like that. I'm just a pissed-off American, and you know what? Some time back, the Department of Homeland Security, they put out some sort of bulletin that said, if you see something, say something. Well, boy, am I going to say something today. I hope you don't mind. If you know anybody that works at the IRS, you send them this video. If you know somebody that is an employee or works in management or the upper echelon or they work as a tax attorney, please send them this video. I encourage it. Now, have I myself had any sort of interaction or negative interaction with the IRS of all my life? Not once. But I bet after this video I'm going to. But I don't care. Isn't that neat? It is neat. It is so wonderful when you just don't care. That's where I'm at right now. Now, before I continue here, I did want to state that the IRS is a criminal body. The IRS is unconstitutional, and they admit it on their own website. And I'd like to share that with the class. I did get a screen capture of it in case you decide to, change, alter, or remove any of the information in which I'm going to share with the class. Yeah, it's a real hoot. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of things on your website, and then we'll continue from there. First of all, I'm reading Brief History of the IRS, the origin. The roots of the IRS go back to the Civil War when President Lincoln and Congress in 1862 created the position of Commissioner of the Internal Revenue and enacted an income tax to pay for war expenses. The income tax was repealed 10 years later. Congress revived the income tax in 1894. Now pay attention to all of you employees, whether you're management, employee, upper echelon. This is on your own website. Pay attention, okay? But the Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional the following year, which would be 1895. It's on your own website. Isn't that cool? You don't mind, do you? You don't mind that, I'm sharing this with the class? Now, last time I checked, I don't really know if this is true or not because, the things that are going on even today. But you see, when the Supreme Court rules on something, it's the law of the land. The only way that it can be overturned is going to be through who? The Supreme Court. Yeah. Because the Supreme Court has more power than all of Congress and the president combined. Yeah. But it doesn't stop there. In 1913, Wyoming ratified the 16th Amendment, providing the three-quarter majority of states necessary to amend the Constitution. Excuse me, how can you amend the Constitution? How can you amend a ruling that the Supreme Court ruled on? How? It's on your own website. Isn't that neat? It's fascinating. Sure. You know what? Let's not stop there. I really want an award. I want some sort of monetary award. And according to your own website, here we go again. Whistleblower Informant Award. Oh, informant. So if I tattle on my neighbor that he didn't pay taxes, you're going to give me some sort of award? Where's the award money going to come from? Is it going to come from the taxpayer, all the other taxpayer? Or is it going to come from the assets of the person that you're going after? I'm just kind of curious. You didn't really clarify. But anyway, let me read off of your own website what it says. It states, what is an informant award? Often referred to as a whistleblower award. Wow, that is so cool. How does one apply for this award? And what would one expect from this award? And then, of course, you can open it up and read all about it. Now, you know what? I really want an award from the IRS. I think that would be so cool. And let me explain it to you. There is this guy, okay? It's a man. It's a corrupt politician, okay? Anyway, that guy, he lives, I know it's his address, he lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Now, pay attention. He was born out of his own mouth. He stated that he was born in the state of Hawaii. But he's been using a Connecticut Social Security number. Wow, that's kind of neat. So here's a question for you, Mr. IRS. Let's see. If he was born in Hawaii, but yet he's using a Connecticut Social Security number, that would mean that if he filled out his taxes and signed his name and sent it off to you, that would be perjury and fraud in one document. Is that right? I'm just curious. So if I was born in Massachusetts and I was using a California Social Security number, would that be okay? That's my question. And if it is illegal, according to you, of course, the almighty, unconstitutional body called the IRS, where are you going to send my award? Can I come pick it up? Is that going to be in a check form? Is it going to be in digital form? Is it going to be in cash? Not really sure. But see, you don't like cash. You don't like cash because you cannot, yourselves prove one way or another if somebody got paid in cash or not. That's why you want all this electronic nonsense to go on with direct deposits and, all these people to write these cute little checks and stuff, right? You know what I find extremely hysterical is that the IRS, the unconstitutional IRS, has it set up that when people go to get a job, they have to fill out a W-4 form, okay? And as soon as they do that and they sign their name, they just agreed to pay the IRS these taxes. They have cut a contract with the IRS because the W-4 form is a IRS document, is it not? Right? That is required by the employer to give to the suggested or future employee. So it's kind of like entrapment. You don't give the person a choice to do this. It's automatic. And as soon as they sign that name, then suddenly they're straw man. You do know about the straw man. I bet you, you know what? Yeah, this is awesome stuff. It really is. Why are you guys still around? That's what I'm curious to know. But here, I'm going to answer that question for you. Another thing I'd like to chat about today is how the United States of America come December of 2012 will be the U-Nazi States of America. Sure will be. Because you see, the National Defense Authorization Act was signed in 2011, December, I do believe, by that guy, the guy that's a fraud. Yeah, that one. The guy that has the Connecticut Social Security. Anyway, he signed that into law, which means it'll go into effect a year later. And if you don't know what that is where the military can knock down your door, and because your neighbor or somebody else called you a terrorist, they can grab you, okay, and freeze and or collect all of your assets and sell them, under, I believe, IRS, if I'm not mistaken, isn't that called forfeiture? Yeah, that one. It used to be under, like, national security reasons, and then it went from that to Patriot Act reasons, and prior to that, it was like in the 80s, it was like drug reasons or whatever, right? And now, with the National Defense Authorization Act, you guys can come in and wipe out entire families without due process and incarcerate them forever without even having a trial. America is no longer America anymore. It's just not. And I look at that this way. There's 7.5 months until we go into total 100%, U-Nazi States of America. So I'm going to just spit it out while I can. Sure am. You don't mind, do you? Yeah. So anyway, listen, IRS, when you get a chance, please be sure to burp out of your mouth and answer my question. Answer the question. That's all I'd like, is how is it possible that the guy that lives up there, at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that guy, how is it possible that he can be born in Hawaii and have a Connecticut Social Security number? Can I do that too? Just curious. Yeah. Anyway, and in closing, I did want to ask also the Department of Homeland Security, why are you buying all of these ammunitions? Why? Why are you buying all of these munitions? For what? I don't I don't remember not one time reading since the Department of Homeland Security has been around, not once, reading where one of their officers had killed anyone. I don't remember reading it. So why is it that you need all these munitions? Just curious. Yeah. I'm monographed, and if you can't speak freely, you're simply not free.